Welcome to Motive Mystery, where the wisdom of the ages meets the challenges of today. In today's exploration, we delve into the life and philosophy of Martin Heidegger, a pivotal figure in 20th century existentialism and phenomenology. Born in 1889 in Germany, Heidegger's work significantly influenced contemporary thought, particularly in the realm of ontology. Heidegger, known for his complex and profound texts, challenged traditional philosophical ideas. His seminal work, Being and Time, redefined the understanding of being, time, and existence. His approach to existential analysis and his concept of Dasein, being there, marked a shift in philosophical perspectives. Beyond his philosophical endeavors, Heidegger's involvement with the Nazi Party and subsequent controversy have sparked debates regarding the relationship between his philosophy and political views. Despite these controversies, Heidegger's influence on existentialism, hermeneutics, and postmodernism remains undeniable. Join us as we explore 30 of his most thought-provoking quotes and their relevance to our modern lives. Tell me how you read and I'll tell you who you are. Martin Heidegger, a renowned 20th century philosopher, explored the nature of being and human existence. He delved into how our actions and choices are a reflection of our inner selves. This quote by Heidegger underscores the importance of reading as a mirror into one's character, suggesting that our engagement with literature reflects our deeper self. In today's digital era, where interaction with text and media shapes our identity, this quote encourages introspection about how our reading habits define us. Anyone can achieve their fullest potential. Who we are might be predetermined, but the path we follow is always of our own choosing. We should never allow our fears or the expectations of others to set the frontiers of our destiny. Your destiny can't be changed, but it can be challenged. Every man is born as many men and dies as a single one. Martin Heidegger's philosophy often revolved around the concept of personal choice and authentic existence. He stressed the importance of living a life true to oneself, rather than conforming to societal expectations. This quote inspires us to embrace our individuality and make choices that reflect our true selves, challenging the notion that our destiny is fixed. In an era where external pressures and societal norms often dictate our choices, this quote encourages us to carve our own path and define our own destiny. If I take death into my life, acknowledge it, and face it squarely, I will free myself from the anxiety of death and the pettiness of life, and only then will I be free to become myself. Martin Heidegger's philosophy often revolved around the concept of personal choice and authentic existence. He stressed the importance of living a life true to oneself, rather than conforming to societal expectations. This quote inspires us to embrace our individuality and make choices that reflect our true selves, challenging the notion that our destiny is fixed. In an era where external pressures and societal norms often dictate our choices, this quote encourages us to carve our own path and define our own destiny. Making itself intelligible is suicide for philosophy. Heidegger often criticized the simplification of philosophical concepts, asserting that true philosophy should challenge and provoke thought rather than be easily understandable. This quote reflects his belief that philosophy loses its depth and meaning when it becomes too accessible or straightforward. In today's world, where complex ideas are often oversimplified, this quote is a reminder of the value of embracing complexity and depth in philosophical thought. Man acts as though he were the shaper and master of language, while in fact language remains the master of man. Martin Heidegger believed language was fundamental to human existence, shaping our reality and understanding. He emphasized that language holds a power over us, influencing our thoughts and actions. This quote challenges us to recognize the profound impact of language on our perception of the world and ourselves. It reminds us that our use and understanding of language shapes our reality, highlighting the importance of thoughtful communication. Everyone is the other, and no one is himself. Heidegger's exploration of identity and the concept of the other reflects his belief that our sense of self is largely defined in relation to others. This quote highlights the interconnectedness of human existence, suggesting that our individual identity is inseparable from our relationships with others. It encourages us to think about the ways in which we define ourselves through our interactions with the world around us. The most thought-provoking thing in our thought-provoking time is that we are still not thinking. Heidegger often criticized the lack of deep thinking in modern society, arguing that true understanding requires more than superficial contemplation. This quote challenges the complacency of our intellectual engagement, urging us to delve deeper into the complexities of existence and thought. It serves as a reminder to actively engage in critical thinking and to question the world around us continually. Every man is born as many men and dies as a single one. Martin Heidegger explored the nature of being and existence, positing that a person's identity evolves throughout their life. This quote reflects on the multifaceted nature of human existence, emphasizing the constant change and development of our identity. It encourages introspection about how we grow and transform throughout our lives. Why are there beings at all, instead of nothing? This existential question is at the core of Heidegger's philosophy, which delves into the fundamental reasons for existence. This quote highlights the profound mystery of why anything exists at all, challenging us to ponder the ultimate purpose of being. It inspires a deep contemplation of our place in the universe and the nature of reality. Longing is the agony of the nearness of the distant. Heidegger's exploration of human emotions, particularly longing, reflects on the pain of desiring something out of reach. This quote captures the essence of longing, portraying it as a poignant mix of desire and unattainability. It encourages reflection on how our desires shape our experiences and emotions. Thinking only begins at the point where we have come to know that reason, glorified for centuries, is the most obstinate adversary of thinking. Heidegger challenges the traditional glorification of reason, suggesting that true thinking requires going beyond conventional logic. This perspective encourages a deeper exploration of thought, free from the constraints of rationality. In today's era of technological and scientific dominance, this quote reminds us to value human intuition and creativity beyond the rigid frameworks of logic. The possible ranks higher than the actual. Heidegger elevates the concept of potentiality, arguing that what could be is more significant than what is. This quote reflects on the importance of envisioning and striving towards possibilities. Heidegger's view highlights the importance of potential in shaping our future, especially relevant in an age where innovation and forward-thinking are crucial. He who thinks great thoughts often makes great errors. Heidegger acknowledges that profound thinking is often accompanied by the risk of significant mistakes. This quote suggests that the pursuit of innovative ideas involves the courage to err and learn. In a world that often stigmatizes failure, this quote serves as a reminder of the importance of embracing errors as part of the learning and discovery process. The small are always dependent on the great. They are small precisely because they think they are independent. The great thinker is one who can hear what is greatest in the work of other greats, and who can transform it in an original manner. Heidegger highlights the interconnectedness of thinkers, emphasizing that greatness comes from understanding and innovating upon the works of others. This quote encourages embracing the collective wisdom and building upon it to create something new. In a collaborative society, this perspective is vital, as it fosters innovation and progress through shared knowledge. Truth is that which makes a people certain, clear, and strong. Heidegger views truth as a force that provides clarity and strength to society. This quote reflects the idea that truth is not just a factual accuracy, but a unifying force that shapes communal understanding. In today's information-saturated world, this notion highlights the importance of truth as a foundation for social cohesion and collective empowerment. To think is to confine yourself to a single thought that one day stands still like a star in the world's sky. Heidegger suggests that profound thinking involves intense focus on a singular concept. This quote implies that deep understanding and insights come from dedicating one's mind fully to a specific idea. In an age of constant distraction, this philosophy underscores the value of focus and depth in intellectual pursuits. To be a poet in a destitute time means to attend, singing, to the trace of the fugitive gods. This is why the poet in the time of the world's night utters the holy. Heidegger portrays the poet as a guardian of the divine and the sacred, especially in times of despair and loss. This quote highlights the enduring role of art and poetry as mediums that connect us to transcendent truths. In a world often devoid of meaning, the poet's role becomes crucial in sustaining a sense of the sacred and the profound. What was Aristotle's life? Well, the answer lay in a single sentence. He was born, he thought, he died. And all the rest is pure anecdote. Heidegger reduces Aristotle's life to its essentials, emphasizing the centrality of thought in his existence. This quote reflects the idea that a philosopher's life is defined not by events, but by the depth of their thought. It underlines the importance of intellectual legacy over mundane details of life, highlighting the lasting impact of ideas. The human being is not the lord of beings, but the shepherd of being. Heidegger redefines the human role in the world from one of dominance to caretaking, emphasizing a deeper connection with the essence of being. This quote suggests a more humble and responsible approach to our existence, fostering a sense of stewardship rather than control. It encourages reflection on how we interact with the world, advocating for a more thoughtful and caring engagement with life. Only he who already understands can listen. Heidegger points out that true understanding is a prerequisite for genuine listening, emphasizing the interconnectedness of comprehension and communication. This quote challenges us to cultivate deeper understanding in order to fully engage with others and the world. It underscores the importance of active and empathetic listening in personal and philosophical discourse. What seems natural to us is probably just something familiar in a long tradition that has forgotten the unfamiliar source from which it arose. And yet this unfamiliar source once struck man as strange and caused him to think and to wonder. Heidegger explores the idea that our sense of natural is shaped by cultural traditions, distancing us from the original essence of phenomena. This quote invites us to question the familiar, encouraging a rediscovery of the origins and essence of our experiences. It highlights the value of wonder and inquiry in breaking free from the confines of tradition and rediscovering the world anew. Temporality temporalizes as a future which makes present in the process of having been. Heidegger delves into the complex nature of temporality, suggesting that our understanding of time is an ongoing process shaped by past, present, and future. This quote encourages us to view time not as a linear sequence but as an interwoven fabric of experiences and moments. It challenges us to rethink our perception of time, recognizing its fluid and dynamic nature. There is no such thing as an empty word, only one that is worn out yet remains full. Heidegger asserts that language is inherently meaningful, with even the most overused words retaining their depth and significance. This quote invites us to look beyond surface meanings and explore the deeper resonance of words. It underscores the power of language to convey complex and layered meanings, even when it seems worn or cliched. The poets are in the vanguard of a changed conception of being. Heidegger recognizes poets as the trailblazers in exploring and articulating new understandings of existence. This quote highlights the unique role of poetry in expanding our conception of what it means to be. It suggests that through the creative and imaginative power of poetry, we can access deeper insights into the nature of reality. Man dies constantly until the moment of his demise. Heidegger suggests that human existence is a continuous process of change and cessation, leading up to the final moment of death. This quote reflects on the transient nature of life and the inevitability of death. It challenges us to confront our mortality and find meaning in the journey towards our end. In no way can it be uttered, as can other things, which one can learn. Rather, from out of a full, coexistential dwelling with the thing itself, as when a spark, leaping from the fire, flares into light, so it happens, suddenly, in the soul, there to grow alone with itself. Heidegger emphasizes the indescribable and intuitive nature of true understanding, which cannot be simply learned or spoken. This quote explores the idea that profound insights arise spontaneously and grow within us in a deeply personal way. It suggests that true knowledge and understanding come from an experiential and existential engagement with the world. And so man, as existing transcendence abounding in and surpassing toward possibilities, is a creature of distance. Only through the primordial distances he establishes toward all being in his transcendence does a true nearness to things flourish in him. Heidegger describes humanity's unique capacity to transcend the immediate and reach for greater possibilities. This quote delves into the concept of existential distance, where true understanding and connection with the world arise. It suggests that our deepest insights and connections come from a place of transcendence and distance. We are too late for the gods and too early for being. Heidegger reflects on the human condition of being caught between the divine and the existential. This quote speaks to the struggle of finding meaning in a world where traditional beliefs are fading. It highlights the transitional nature of modern human existence, searching for new understanding in a changing world. He who never says anything cannot keep silent at any given moment. Heidegger points out the paradox of silence and expression in human communication. This quote suggests that silence, as much as speech, is a form of communication and conveys its own meaning. It challenges the notion that silence is merely the absence of speech, proposing that it can be a profound expression in itself. In the work of art, the truth of an entity has set itself to work. To set means here, to bring to a stand. Some particular entity, a pair of peasant shoes, comes in the work to stand in the light of its being. The being of the being comes into the steadiness of its shining. The nature of art would then be this, the truth of being setting itself to work. Heidegger, a seminal 20th century philosopher, deeply explored the essence of being and the nature of art. His reflections often traverse the intersections of existence, truth, and artistic representation. This quote emanates from his profound inquiry into how art reveals the truth of entities. This quote delves into the essence of art as a conduit for truth. Heidegger posits that art is not merely a representation but a revelation, bringing forth the true nature of things. The example of peasant shoes transcends its physical form, inviting contemplation on its deeper existence and relationship with the world. Art, in this view, becomes a medium through which the inherent truth of beings is illuminated and understood. In our contemporary world, bombarded with superficial images and fleeting trends, Heidegger's perspective offers a refreshing depth. It urges us to look beyond the surface, to find the deeper truth in our interactions with art and the world. This approach can foster a more profound appreciation for the essence of things around us, enhancing our understanding and enriching our lives with deeper meaning and connection. Appreciation for joining our journey.